It's all about the winning first, right, with the champions. Here's Andre Iguodala tweeting at himself. Sources close to Andre Iguodala reporting, he sounds like Ricky Henderson in that tweet, reported agreed to terms to return by the Bay. So I begin as we welcome in our Hall of Famer David Aldridge, who hasn't slept in like 2 days. Does he know, DA, the kind of work you got to put in if you really want to have this job for a living?
This is known as a one-source story, and this really does not work for me at all. We were always told in the journalism business you must have at least 2 or 3 sources before you go with a story. He's quoting himself. That's clearly unacceptable. I don't believe the story at all. It's fake news.
DA, we knew that this was going to come down.
No, it's real.
Well, we knew it would come down at some point. They bring in Steph. The Livingston deal was important. David West, and now the big piece, the glue, if you will, of bringing Iggy back for 3 years.
This was, I think, of all the ones, because we all knew Steph was going to get redone. That was not a big story last night. There was some surprise that Sean Livingston came back because he would be expensive, you would think. But Iguodala, from a standpoint of everything that he does for that team, he is so important to that team. And for them to get a deal done so quickly, I mean, think about this. We're not even a day officially into free agency, and they've basically got their team back together. Now, they still have, JaVale McGee may or may not come back, but if he doesn't, they will find somebody else to replace him. This was the key guy, I think. So now you'll see them in very short order give Kevin Durant a 1-and-1 deal, slightly less than the slightly less than the maximum for next year, and it'll allow him to sign that Supermax deal that Steph Curry got this year, next year.
From Supermax deals to Eric, super teams, we know how that works. You put a lot of money into a few parts and you kind of figure out everything else. But with all the money tied into 4 players, how are they going to figure out how to fill the roster at Golden State?
Well, they're spending basically the entire salary cap more on their 4 stars, right? The cap is 99. They're spending about 101 on their big guys. But it's the role players, too. I mean, without Andre Iguodala, it's a different team. This is the NBA Finals MVP. And how do you pay everyone? Well, you open your wallet and pay. There's no rules that say they can't pay these guys this money. They're just going to have to pay some tax. And so that's really the question. So they have what's called the taxpayer mid-level exception. It's about $5 million. So they can break that up and pay a couple of guys, $2.5 million, something like that, one guy. But people want to come to the Warriors. You've got David West coming to play for the minimum 2 years in a row because he wants to be a part of something special. They're not going to have a problem getting talent. The question is how much when it tallies up. And the numbers I see it as is they might get to about $140 million on the roster, and then that'll come with about $40-something million in tax. So let's say 180, it could go up to $185 million. But this is their window. This is the best team in history last year by regular season. They keep winning, right? They almost swept through the entire thing. They almost win 3 titles in a row. They get 2. You've got it. There's no other window that has ever existed like this before. You've got to do it.